Welcome back. We're exploring the root causes of pain today. And before you reach for medications to get relief, you might want to take a look at the foods you're eating. Joining us now is holistic functional doctor and the best-selling author of You Can't Outrun Your Fork, Dr. Anya Szigeti. It's so great to see you, doctor.
Thank you, Gail. Great to be here.
So talk to me about food as medicine. We hear this all the time, but it really does have the power to heal, and what we eat can really either help us or hurt us.
Yes, absolutely. Food is powerful, and it can be healing medicine to our body. But a lot of what we can consume today can actually have the opposite effects, and it can actually damage and inflame our body. So we want to make sure that we're selecting the highest quality foods. Unfortunately, convenience is causing a lot of issues with our health. And I personally experienced that myself and learned that through my own health experiences, my own health struggles, that you can't outrun your fork. And I've witnessed that with a lot of my patients as well.
And you actually wrote a book about this to help people, be able to understand what their bodies really need. So how can you use the power of food to heal your body?
Yes, you can harness that in a couple different ways. So one, you want to select the highest quality of foods. And so we're talking about produce items. We want to select organic. We're looking at meats like red meats and things like that. You want to select grass-fed. And when you're looking at seafood, you want to select wild-caught. The second piece of that is how the food is prepared. So you want to make sure that you're cooking food in the gentlest ways possible and eating food in the closest source to nature as possible. You don't want to roast it at high temperatures or grill it, especially when using herbs like garlic, for example, because that can actually diminish the healing properties that are in that. When I cook with garlic, I add it in the last 10 minutes of cooking.
Really?
Yes.
Because a lot of people start with the garlic.
Yes, exactly.
Very interesting. So everyone's, wants to know what's the ideal diet when it comes to healing and being in your best overall shape. What would you say that is?
Yes, so there's 5 things that you want to kind of consider for the ideal diet for health and healing. The first thing is fiber, healthy fats, high quality protein, something green or colorful, and hydration. So fiber, we're looking at the fact that most Americans consume less than half the recommended amount of fiber per day. And some of my favorite high fiber foods are like organic chickpeas, artichokes are actually really high in fiber, root vegetables. We want to look at consuming healthy fats, and some of my favorite healthy fats are actually coconuts, coconut oil, avocados, and avocado oil. And again, you want to have the highest quality of those. You want to have organic. And then with high quality protein, as I mentioned, you want to have grass-fed meats and organic beans and legumes, raw nuts. All of those are great sources of high quality fats and healthy fats and protein. And then you want to have something green or colorful. So you want to eat the rainbow. So you want to have a nice variety of different colors that you're consuming every day. Every color has a different superpower. And Gail, do you want to guess what the least color of the rainbow that we consume in America?
Green?
It's actually purple.
Oh, really?
Which is my favorite color, so that makes me very sad.
Yeah, that is my favorite color. So that's the one that but you say with like something like purple cabbage, working something in it, and this is so delicious too.
Really is.
But you can tell I fall into that category because I asked you, I named my executive producers like, what's all on the table? I named everything off. I'm like, but what is this? And I didn't see from this angle, but it's purple cabbage, and it's something that we could easily work into our diets.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And then the 5th thing is hydration. So our bodies are mostly water, and most Americans are dehydrated, especially when we're eating heavily processed foods. And when we're eating those foods, we actually need to drink more water. So I actually try to drink 16 to 32 ounces of water every morning before I do anything else, before I consume anything else. Yes.
So,
yes.
People that would think that's a lot of water. I mean, I drink a glass of water, and I try to drink about a gallon throughout the entire day, and just, drink, but I didn't realize starting first thing in the morning was so helpful.
Yes, that's the best way to do it, so that way you're not up all night using the restroom. And a quick recommendation as a goal in general is if you weigh 100 pounds, to drink 50 ounces of water. So about half your body weight in ounces is a good place to get started.
That's really interesting to know. Anything else that we need to know, maybe when it comes to snacks or meals and things that we can focus on to heal our bodies?
Yes, absolutely. You want to make sure, again, you're incorporating all those pieces into the puzzle and eating as little and avoiding as much processed foods as possible, because things that come in a package or a box, they are heavily processed typically. The healing properties of those foods have been reduced and often are not there anymore. and then other things that are actually damaging to our health that cause inflammation and other issues and diseases down the line are in those foods. So reducing and avoiding those as much as possible is going to be beneficial for your health.
We don't have a lot of time left, but I did want to ask you, because I'm very curious, how did you heal yourself?
Yes, so I made some major transitions with my diet. At the time, I was traveling a lot with my previous job, and I was living off of airport food and hotel food, and I wasn't making the best decisions when it came to my health. And so cutting out a lot of the processed foods that I was consuming really made a huge impact for my own health. Making sure I was consuming healthy fats, which a lot of people aren't consuming enough of. Our brains are mostly fat. So when we don't consume enough fat, that actually affects our body's ability to make our hormones, our neurotransmitters, which are the feel-good hormones in our brain, our thyroid hormone, our sex hormones. It's so important for energy. So that was one of the biggest impacts that I did for my own health.
I'm so glad you talk about healthy fats, because, you know, I read a report that when we went low fat in the 80s and we were eating fake butters and all the things, that's when America really started packing on the pounds. So.
Yes.
Doctor, what a pleasure it's been to catch up with you. Thank you so much for sharing all your knowledge with us.
Yes, thank you so much, Gail.
Absolutely.